What makes a manager great? I'll give you 6 skills and abilities that are essential for management. Some of these may come natural to you, while others you'll need to make some effort to work on. Let's start with the manager mindset. And if you're driven to get results, you must keep this in mind. If before your success was dependent on your own smarts and abilities, now as a manager, you're relying on other people for successes and failures. This is the essence. This is what management and leadership is about. My own transition to management was a failure at first. I was working as a senior software developer, and as the company was growing, there were more and more junior colleagues joining. What I didn't realize was that the expectations of me were changing from being just the sole doer to now leading the team. I was still working as a team of one, and I was quite surprised that others could not work like this. They could not figure out what needs to be done, how to do it, if they're doing the job well or not. I could figure it all out for me, for my mini team, why couldn't they? And only later, when I was specifically hired to be a development manager, that I realized that without a team, there's really not much that I'm doing on my own. Only then, I started focusing on how to make the team perform. Now let's look at the skills. Number 1, communication skills. When working with other people, well, first of all, you need to somehow communicate with them. Setting up communications in the team, that is the responsibility of the manager. And if one of your team members is lost, then it's your responsibility to get them back on track. You have to set the schedule for regular mandatory communications. At the minimum, you'll need team meetings, one-on-ones, and regular frequent status update meetings. Here's an example. Let's say you're planning next big task, next big project with your team, and it's just so natural and so easy to just let it slide and say that next time, let's meet when everything is done, when everything is beautiful, and we'll just discuss the results and celebrate it. But no, disciplined manager has to set up the next meeting right away, and that meeting cannot be too far in the future. Though from the team's point of view, it might feel counterproductive because they'll need to spend some time in a meeting and they will not have much to show. But the manager will know that during that meeting, there might be some additional questions, there might be some new information, new problems to deal with. And also, if the next meeting is already scheduled, then we cannot procrastinate, we cannot forget to have that meeting. Effective communication is clear and concise. But it's not enough just to say things. You have to make sure that you are heard and understood. Here are some of the things that I suggest. One of them is stating the assumptions, stating the obvious sometimes. For example, if we're working on a mobile app, then we can start our conversation by just quickly mentioning that the app will be used on the go and we cannot expect the user to click tiny thing or to focus for a long time. Another technique is to explain a concept more than once. Some things are so crucial, they're worth repeating. How do you do that? So you can paraphrase what you just said. You can also tell an example just to expand on the point, and also at the end, you can sum it up by quickly repeating it. Another communication tool is asking great questions and active listening. Sometimes just walking around the room and overhearing how the team works, what they're discussing, what they're asking, can give you a pretty good idea for where we stand, if we're on track or if we're sliding behind. This gets more challenging with a team of introverts or with a remote team. Then you have to get creative. I try to come up with some questions to show my curiosity, to ask for some implementation details. That will give me an idea if we're thinking in the right direction, if we're still on track, or if there are some big problems which are just blocking team's progress. To sum it up, to stay on the same page, you have to set up the communications and you have to maintain them. Number 2, delegation. This is the essence of management. Quite often, you will be receiving tasks and requests from other departments or from your superior, and they will be worded in such a way as if you yourself personally are expected to carry those out. And you might happily do that because you already know how to do it. You can do it quickly, efficiently, just do it and get over with it. But this is where delegation should enter the picture. Think of delegation not as a way to offload work onto others, but as an opportunity for your team to learn something and to grow. For me personally, that was quite a challenge because it always felt like I was freeloading on the team's backs when I would assign tasks to them. But you have to look at each task as more than just sharing work. You're also sharing knowledge. And as you're relying more and more on your subordinates, you're also building trust because then you're giving them more responsibility. Delegation itself is quite an intricate process. It starts with coaching, then following up on the progress, and even sometimes you have to watch your subordinates learn by failing. If you don't delegate, then your plate will always be full, you will never be able to catch up, you will be behind on your commitments, and you will feel overworked. Number 3, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is important because it helps you notice, understand, and manage your own emotions as well as emotions of people around you. This is important because, well, especially in high stress situations, emotional intelligence helps you better deal with the situation and interact with the people around you. First, self-awareness is key. You need to recognize how your emotional triggers and your emotional state affects your behavior. For example, if you're feeling frustrated, just identifying, just noticing that will help you take a pause, deal with your emotions, and come back to normal before you interact with your team members. Next, there is self-regulation. This is controlling your impulses and staying calm, especially in stressful situations. When you're controlling your impulses, you can be a great asset for the team to help them stay focused and productive in the times of crisis and stress. Empathy is another important element of emotional intelligence. With empathy, you can put yourself into others' shoes so that you can understand better their feelings and emotions. This doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything they feel and say, but that will help you build trust and better understanding with your team members. Finally, emotional intelligence includes social skills. You use social skills to build relationships, both within the team, with your team members, and also with other stakeholders in the organization. This includes being approachable, listening skills, and ability to resolve conflicts. To sum it up, when you understand and master your own emotions, then you can understand the emotions of others. That will help you communicate, and that will help you lead with confidence. Number 4, leadership skills. Leadership is more than just managing tasks. It is about guiding and inspiring your team. Leadership is about guiding your team towards a shared common vision for the company. Here are the essential skills for leaders. First, strategic thinking is essential. As a manager, you're not just focusing on the current tasks, you're also planning for the future. Your work is about aligning your team with the long-term plans and goals, anticipating challenges, and making long-term decisions. You're making decisions that will be in line with overall company's mission and vision. Next is vision. As a leader, you need to motivate and inspire your team to work toward a shared vision. Vision is the reason why for making all the efforts. Good leaders communicate clear, achievable, yet ambitious vision to the team. That helps the team stretch and helps them perform their best. Motivational skills are important for keeping your team engaged and productive. Keep in mind that different people are motivated by different things. Some are seeking rewards and recognition, some are driven by personal growth or by a sense of purpose. You need to tap into these motivators to keep your team energized and focused. Focusing on improvement is another key leadership trait. Great leaders are always open to and looking for ways to improve things. Can improve processes, improve efficiencies, or improve people's skills. This involves seeking new opportunities, experimenting with them, and really driving the change. Without your effort, the processes, the procedures will just stay as they were before. Finally, building teams. Building teams is at the heart of leadership. It's not just about putting the right skills together, but also about matching personalities and about enabling collaboration between the team members. A strong team supports each other and also celebrates successes as a group. To recap, leadership is about guiding your team with vision, strategy, and continuous improvement. Number 5, talent management. Talent management is about helping your people grow. It's about setting goals and ensure that your team members have everything they need to succeed. This involves recognizing your team members' potential to grow and providing them with opportunities. This can range from formal training and on-the-job training to just assigning new and different projects. Professional growth benefits the company in terms of better results, and it also benefits the individual because they're feeling more fulfillment. First, goal setting. Clear and measurable goals make team members' development much easier. They just know where to go, they know what to do. But goal setting is not a one-way street. You also need to take into account your team members' passions and interests. Real mastery comes when you can combine organization's long-term goals and the person's interests. Next, there is career development planning. This is about splitting the big goals into smaller, more digestible steps. This is a collaborative process, so you'll need to sit down with the employee and go through the process of how the big goal really consists of a series of smaller, very easy, achievable steps. That will give the employee confidence that they can achieve the big goal, that they can get there. A quick side note, some people are quite happy where they are. Then I am cautious so that I don't force them into what I think is a better position for them, because maybe that's not what they will enjoy, that's not what they really want, and I really don't want to push them into a position where they will be miserable. Feedback is essential for keeping your team on track. It helps your team members understand what they did well and where they need to improve. Myself included, a lot of people find it hard to deliver negative feedback. We're trying to be nice to everyone around us, right? But I found a way how to deliver negative feedback, but without the negativity of it, really to do it constructively. We can do it by focusing not on the traits of people, not judging the character, but by reviewing the past projects and past behaviors. In the end, we also need to, after reviewing the past, we need to set the future goals, and we need to set the checkpoint for where we will review the improvement. Feedback is so important that I want to illustrate it with a quick example. We have Mary, who is not good with numbers. What can we do with Mary? So the easiest approach, and what most people do, is they just ignore the issue because, well, it's not pleasant, it's not positive energy to talk to Mary about her shortcomings. What should we do? So we do a two-piece conversation. First part is talking about the past project that illustrates Mary's weakness. So we talk about the past project where her miscalculation led to some mistakes in the estimate, to some problems in the project. So we talk about that and we say that was the problem. We miscalculated things. Then the next part is setting the future goal. For Mary, we will say that for the next project, it's important that we calculate things correctly. And what can we do about it? How can we improve it? The most natural reaction is if we say, well, Mary's just not good with numbers, so let's leave it at that. Well, no. Let's look at behaviors. Let's look how she can improve, maybe not herself, but the results. So what can we suggest? We can set goals for Mary so that first, she double checks her calculations, and second, she involves some of her teammates to double check her work. That way, without directly labeling Mary and without directly just saying Mary is hopeless and she'll never improve, instead of that, we gave Mary a new purpose, a new goal, and now she will strive to meet the new goal. To sum it up, talent management leads to better productivity and to better satisfaction for team members. Number 6, self-discipline. The higher up the chain you are, the more important and the more long-term project you are assigned. That means that you have to stay motivated and you have to stay at your peak performance for a long period of time without your boss checking in on you. For some people, that's pretty hard. Self-discipline consists of accountability, time management, and project management. First, accountability is key. As a manager, you're responsible for your performance and the performance of your team. If you lead by example, then you can use your own accountability and encourage your team members to also be accountable and responsible. In the simplest terms, accountability is following through on your promises and commitments. If your own sloppiness creates problems for the team, then how can you expect that your team members will be reliable and dependable in their work? Time management is another critical aspect of self-discipline. With so many demands on your own time, you need to make sure that you prioritize, that you delegate, and you stay organized. As a manager, you're often in the best position to overview and assess the whole project, how it goes time-wise, if you're meeting deadlines, or if deadlines need to be reviewed. Finally, project management skills, they're essential for keeping the team's work first coordinated and also aligned with the goals. The essence of project management is delivering results on time and on budget. Project management is also concerned with anticipating risks and preparing for the unexpected. As a project manager, you are the face of the team. You are communicating on behalf of the team and you are presenting team's results, and you're representing the team for the rest of the organizations and for the clients. To sum it up, self-discipline is managing yourself with the same rigor and dedication how you are managing your team. So here you have it, the essential skills to be a great manager: communication, delegation, emotional intelligence, leadership, talent management, and self-discipline. Mastering these skills will help you become a greater manager, and it will help your team achieve the best they can. It's an ongoing journey of learning. Reflect on where you stand and what skills you need to improve. For myself, while preparing this video, I realized that I need to be more purposeful, that I need to focus more on communication communication skills. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the video? What do you think about the skills that I identified? Did I miss any? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you, and see you next time.